Hello, I'm Richard Minalkin, one of the founders here at Connect First. I'd like to thank you all for coming here and participating today in our webinar. I'm going to talk about one of our newest additions to our platform. It's our reporting suite that we put together. We're pretty pleased with, we're pretty happy about, we're pretty excited about. It's called Reporting Studio. It's brand new. It we understand how important it is for you to be able to look at information and reports, and get a real understanding of the key performance metrics you need to look at. Reporting Studio will give you access to essentially anything you'd want or need to look at to maintain the effectiveness and efficiencies of your environment. So here we go. Prior to rolling it out, we put together a list of about 100 or so reports that we've had, and they're already available to be used. One of the things I'm going to do is show you a selection of them, how easy it is to grab one of them and take a look at it, and find from it sections you might want to drill down upon or filter through. So let's first take a look at an agent report, and that's what we've got set up right here. I set the date criteria to the past month. The graph on the left is an agent breakdown overview, and the graph on the right is a call source breakdown, telling you where the calls are coming in from and where they're going. You can take a look just by hovering over them what they're showing you. Now what we can do is we can select the kind of charts we're going to look at for these views that we've already seen. So if I want to switch it to a pie chart, I just select the one I want. And then if I want to look at it back the original way, I can go back in and select the kind I want here, back to the line chart. Then if I want to, I can go in and drill down and look specifically at a particular agent. In this case, let's look at Nick. He's usually a pretty good agent. And we'll take a look. And this shows us a breakdown of some of the more detailed pieces of information we want to about him. And one of the things about this is any one of our standard reports that we've got built for you already can be drilled down like this simply by selecting any of the filters you see over on the left side. And now, if we're ready to, we can go take a look at the list of reports available to us and maybe pick another one to scan. So we'll look at calls by state. As we open up the report, we have to select the date range for it to run. We'll once again go back a month and take a look at this heat map we've got. As you might expect, for us, a lot of our calls will be going to Colorado, and you can see that it's got the darker color to identify that. And what this is telling us here is across the country over this time period where most of our calls have been sent by state. You can see the light blue ones have had more calls sent to them, and the gray ones here are states where we haven't sent any calls at all. Of course, this data is just for our demonstration account. So we can go and select now another report that we can look at. Let's look at inbound. Global inbound. No, let's look at the inbound call detail. This is a pretty commonly used report. I'll set the date range for about a month, just like the other ones. And here you get presented with all of the data you might want to look at a report, all the metadata for calls, the phone number of the called in, the unique identifiers, inbound or outbound, is it abandoned, call start and end times. You can come in here and look around for a specific phone call. If you want to do some quality assurance and listen to the call recordings, they're here as well. And just like in any other of our reports, you can select to export it into one of many different file formats and have it sent to you or downloaded right onto your machine. You can also come over here and, as I was saying before, you can search for specific information. If you're looking for a phone number that called in or a phone number that was dialed, you can do that here and it will highlight it for you and potentially all of them that are there. So this particular view gives you quite a bit of information and quite a bit of power to find things. So we can then go look at another report. The agent overview report's a pretty popular one that people use quite a bit to find out how their agents are doing. Once again, we'll go ahead and set the date range for the past month, take a look at it. And this shows you by agent, the first agent, the CF demo agent. You can see what kind of calls they've taken with this kind of graph. And you can also look at the breakdown of the calls through detail. But if you want to look at reports in your own way, if you want to get a dashboard going or potentially look at things differently from how we have them configured originally, the way we have them set up out of the box, you can come here and select the data elements you want to use and then open up a new view. And this is a way you can create a dashboard or a view or a report. I'm scrolling down. I'm going to find the information that I want to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out the agent's first name. And we're all on a first name basis. And then we'll pull out how many calls this particular agent has accepted. As you can see, we're building this on the fly. And let's say we want to see the call duration. But we want to look at an average instead of the total sum of them. So we just select that, and the column now, the report now shows us how many calls have been accepted and the average duration of each call. As well as the top, we see the aggregate there. So we've just built a simple report right in front of our faces. We can once again easily select the chart we want to look at. And then let's configure the chart to show us individual agents across the bottom. And we can easily switch the chart types we're looking at simply by selecting them. And if we want to look at the detail again, we just select look at it that way. We're back to where we started. So I can save this view, and anytime I want to come back and look at this, I just save it, give it a new name. And it's there for me to look at anytime I want to. I've created my own custom report and put it in a place where I can get to it anytime I want and saving it. So now we're going to create a new dashboard. Dashboard is basically what it sounds like. It allows you to take the reports and views that you've just seen, and you can arrange them on the screen the way you want them to look. So if you decide you want 3 different reports across the top, you would do what I'm doing here, which is finding the reports you want. You drag them over into the dashboard area, the design area, and they will show up in the layout that you want. So what? I'll pull another one over as well. You can see now we have them. You see how they automatically select the way they're going to display based on where you drag them. Actually, it makes a lot of sense when you're doing it. And when I'm happy with what I've done, I can go over and change from this design view into actually viewing the report, the dashboards, the way that I want to. And so here I have the dashboard that I've created with these 3 reports, and they're lined up 3 across. And so I can leave this up, I can save it. And after I save it, I can pull it up anytime I want to take a look at this layout that I decided that was important for me to be able to see. And just to pull up any of the others, I select over here, and there I just pulled up a different report dashboard that I've got. So that does a pretty good job showing some of the capabilities of the system and how it can be used and how actually quite powerful it is to provide people with the information they need, the KPIs they need, and to be able to drill down on basically anything that they find important to them, and slice it and dice it the way that they might want to. So at this point, Shelby appears to have sent me a couple of questions that people have asked, and I will do my best to answer them. The first question is, hold on. Can I email or FTP reports from Reporting Studio? Yes. One of the things I pointed out during the call detail screen was how you can send yourself or download different file formats. We had the PDFs, Excels, all sorts of things. Those can be downloaded immediately, or they can be sent via email any place you want them to. In addition, they could go to an FTP site. That's something that can be pretty easily configured and sent out that way. Let's see, what's next? How many standard reports are already built into Reporting Studio? Well, we put together many of the same reports that we had in our legacy, and we still have in our legacy reporting suite. I don't know if anybody's actually counted how many are there, but it's probably in the range of about 100 or 120 reports that are there. And as I've shown, you can drill down on these reports as well. So just because we have similar reports and about the same number of them, it actually becomes much more flexible. Can I import my own data sources to Reporting Studio? Yes, you can. There's several different ways you can do that. It's not something I can show right here, right now, but it's something where if you need to bring in your own reports, your own data, and have the ability to mix that in with what our data looks like to make your reports, you can certainly do that. What's next? Are there any, I built a dashboard. Are there any pre-built ones that you can look at? The answer is yes. We've put out there several of them. And as you could see, customizing any one of them to be something you want for yourself is easy as well. So you can use what we've already got. Many of them we found to be useful based on requests from people, things that they wanted to see. So yeah, they're already there. Can Reporting Studio be used on a mobile device? Yes. The Reporting Studio is HTML, and it can be sent to or viewed on and configured in any device that your iPhones or your iPads. So yeah, you can use them on any of your mobile devices. So it's very flexible and easy to use that way as well. And it looks like we're just about out of time. If I didn't get a chance to get to your question, we'll be reaching out to you and finding out what other things you might want to know about this. And of course, if you have questions, you can give us a call. Phone number's right in front of you. Once again, I want to thank you very much for spending the time with us today, and we look forward to speaking with you.